Well, my brothers and sisters, if you needed more confirmation of how important a constitutionally elected sheriff is, you're going to love this video because the sheriff in New Mexico, in Bernalillo County, just took the governor to task, laid her out in front of the entire population and the media, and let her proceed to get run over by a bus because he laid out the simple fact that this is unconstitutional through and through, and he will simply not enforce. You are going to love all 3 or 4 of these clips. Make sure you watch them, particularly when the press start asking questions at the end, because this is solid and leaves no questions. Now, of course, everything will be linked in the description box below, and please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We would love to have you along with the fight with us. And we're going to say a quick word from our sponsor, and then we're going to hit this. Now, the vest you're seeing me wear is from BulletSafe, and they've sponsored these videos. BulletSafe is on a mission to be the #1 provider for safety equipment such as this for not only the civilian, but also the security market. Now, the VP3 that I'm wearing comes in at $299.97, which makes it completely affordable and provides up to or better than Kevlar protection. This thing is NIJ level 3 tested. You are talking about up to 44 Magnum stopping on this bad boy. They've made it concealable, discreet, comfortable, and breathable. It's modular and upgradable, and in comparison to previous models, it's 50% thinner and 25% lighter. As you can see, I'm wearing in the filming of this spot, and it is not even adding to any of my dexterity whatsoever. This is something very concealable, and if you're in the market, this might be something just for you, and thank you to BulletSafe for making this content possible. All right, my brothers and sisters, I am amped to bring this to you because I was watching this press conference by the sheriff in Bernalillo County. This guy is sound. And before I spend too much time setting this up, let's just dive right in. Because again, this is why you have constitutionally elected sheriffs. This is that goodness. You've seen time and time again this year when elected officials completely bypass their executive bounds and the sheriff has said, not happening. All right, let's get it.
Let me be clear. I hold my standards high, and I do not or never will hedge on what is right. And I take my oath seriously. In reference to concealed carry and open carry, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office will not enforce this segment of the order. While I understand the urgency, the temporary ban challenges the foundations of our Constitution, but most importantly, it is unconstitutional. My oath was to protect the Constitution, and that is what I will do. The governor made it clear in her press conference. She knew we as law enforcement did not agree with the order, and as a result, this was solely her decision. Other than this ban being unconstitutional, here are other reasons why I will not enforce the order.
And we'll get down to that in 1 second. He laid it squarely on Grisham's desk. She is the governor of New Mexico. She signed the order that banned the conceal and open carry of firearms in the entire city and county for 30 days. Egregiously unconstitutional. We've covered it in other videos how bad this actually is. Even congressional Democrats are like, you're kind of letting the cat out of the bag. We know we want this, but we can't say it. Let's just back off a little bit. This is important to understand. This sheriff is openly laying it at Grisham's feet. She did this. I will not enforce it. I have an oath. I take them seriously. Not happening. This is why sheriffs are so crucially important for your local elections. This is massive. But let's keep going because he brings up some other interesting points that I want to share with you in this exact same press conference around why he's not going to do this, because he even brought receipts. He didn't have to stop it unconstitutional. Check this out.
Enforce the order. One, what many forget is I have enough violence here in Bernalillo County. I do not want to have political violence towards my deputies or here in Bernalillo County. My job is to keep the peace and to make sure that the citizens of Bernalillo County are safe, and I do not believe that this order will help me do so. I'm a law enforcement professional. This order will not do anything to curb gun violence other than punish law-abiding citizens from their constitutional right to self-defense.
That sound familiar? You've got a sitting sheriff elected by the people saying this will not do anything to solve the problem of which you are proposing that it will. It is an unconstitutional order, and wait until the next clip I get to. He really lays it out there. The entire point here is he's not going against the population that are lawful members of society. This entire order will only affect the legal and will ignore the criminal. He's about to hit on that very heavily. Everyone knows it except gun controllers seem to, but then they use the chaos they create to further infringe upon your rights. And a big part of this, and I want to make sure I say this in the middle of this video, this is not just gun rights. Picture this into something that if you don't care about gun rights as much, picture another right. Let's go with your First Amendment rights. Imagine if a governor came in and said, you know what? I have declared this a health emergency because words are violence now and people are being hurt and emotions are sad. So I'm going to declare an emotional violence issue and a health hazard and then just suspend First Amendment rights for 30 days just for safety. Imagine that. Imagine it with your car. Imagine it with your home. Imagine it with anything that these rights protect. This is bigger than just the Second Amendment. You are watching tyranny being floated as a trial balloon. Thankfully, the sheriff position has done a pretty good job of being a last defense. Let's continue. Got this next one, because this is where he lays out the brutal reality of what we're dealing with.
I have a fact for you. Criminals do not follow the law or a public health order. Never seen it, and we will never see criminals follow the law. Once again, this only punishes law-abiding citizens.
Criminals don't follow laws, and they don't follow public health orders. Translated out, that means that you're only impacting those that would abide by it. So therefore, you're making them more vulnerable and disarming them while you have an entire population of criminals who, by the way, he goes into in this speech, and we'll cover more with Tim tomorrow on Second Legacy. He goes in to say you're not even holding people accountable. They're back out on the streets. They're repeat offenders. You're not even doing the basics, but you want to take the rights away from people to defend themselves against those people. This is basic understanding, common sense. This doesn't require an elaborate degree. This is simple. If everyone is equally and protected, you've got a situation where even criminals will respect the idea they might have too much to risk. You take away the rights of a population to defend themselves. The criminals have not moved. They now have a bigger population segment to torment. This is easy. Very, very easy. But let's continue, because for some reason, these lefties are so willing to do this that they would risk impeachment, criminal charges, potentially one day. Look at what's happening. Let's continue, though, because this isn't the first governor who stepped out of bounds, but she is the most abusive immediately. Check this out.
Did the governor give you any kind of heads up about this order? And while you said you won't be enforcing it, do you even see a realistic way that it could be enforced?
The governor, to her credit, just gave us a head up minutes before the press conference. We expressed to her that we do not agree with it. That's why she did mention in the press conference that she knows we weren't on board, nor did we draft it. Is there a realistic way to enforce this order? No, there is not, because we'll cut that conversation off because it's unconstitutional. So there's no way we could enforce that order.
Easy enough. Is it even possible? Doesn't matter. It's unconstitutional. The governor did this all by herself. She is now isolated as an island who is the only one who was responsible for this. You've got the DA who's backing off saying we're not doing it. You have the city police commissioner not doing it. You now have the sheriff not doing it. She is on an island by herself, and she's got lawsuits coming in like crazy. The Democrats are even throwing her under the bus on a federal level because it's an election year coming up. You cannot do this in a purple swing state like New Mexico. There's more to this than you would believe is actually out here. But he just said it himself perfectly. Nope, there's no reason to realistically do it because it ain't happening. It's unconstitutional. And that, my people, is why sheriffs are so important. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.